Sup, y'all? Thomas here. There's something that's been eating at me the last couple days. That's the price history of a particular Magic set that was released in 2025. Now, you might be saying, what Universes Beyond set could you be talking about? This isn't a Universes Beyond set. This is a in-universe set. Not only is it an in-universe set, it's the in-universe set in 2025 that people were the most thrown off by. I'm not going to make you guess it. It's Edge of Eternities. But before we go over this thing that's been vexing me, I think that we need to go over two things. One, the history of booster boxes in Magic. And two, the currently released 2025 and 2026 in-universe sets to be able to compare them. First, let's start off with the history of booster boxes in Magic. Now buckle up, this is probably going to be a long one. Let me take you back all the way to 1993. Magic had booster packs all the way back in Alpha, but Revised Edition in 1994 is generally considered the first set with widely available booster boxes. Then in 1996, Mirage became the first set designed and balanced specifically with draft in mind. From 1996 all the way to 2020, booster boxes weren't just for cracking packs, they were for drafting with friends. That all changed in September of 2020 when Wizards of the Coast released Zendikar Rising. Zendikar Rising introduced a major shift: draft booster boxes and set booster boxes. Draft booster boxes had 36 packs and were designed with limited formats like draft and sealed. Set boosters, on the other hand, were made purely for cracking packs. They generally had more value, catering to card chasers and gamblers. This two-box system lasted until the beginning of 2024, when Murders of Karloff Manor introduced play boosters. Play boosters were the first major shift in card count out of a booster box. They went from 15 cards to 14 cards. Play boosters were supposed to combine the best of both worlds. Balanced for limited play, but still exciting to open. They also come in 36 pack boxes. However, a lot of people in the Magic community were concerned. And for good reason. One of the biggest issues was that packs were no longer guaranteed to include cards from every color. In traditional draft boosters, if you saw no white cards in a pack that was being passed to you and you were drafting white, that was a signal. Someone upstream was drafting white and you could pivot. With play boosters, if there were no white cards in a pack that was being passed to you, you didn't know if someone was drafting white or if there just weren't any white cards in that pack. Now, to be fair, this issue was mostly improved in newer sets, but it's still an important change to note. Then, in the beginning of 2025, everything shifted again with the release of Aetherdrift. This is when booster boxes permanently dropped from 36 packs to 30 packs. That change fundamentally altered limited play. One box used to support 12 drafters and 6 sealed players. Now it supports 10 drafters and 5 sealed players. And this change mostly hurt consumers. While this shift was supposed to lower the price of booster boxes, that's not exactly what happened. Instead, consumers ended up paying roughly the same price for 30-pack boosters as they previously did for 36-pack boosters, meaning fewer packs, less product, and effectively less value for the same amount of money. Which brings us to the current lineup of in-universe sets from 2025 and 2026 that have already been released. Aetherdrift, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Edge of Eternities, and Lorwyn Eclipsed. Aetherdrift was widely seen as a weaker set among the four. Tarkir Dragonstorm, on the other hand, was considered a great set. Edge of Eternities landed somewhere in the middle, a really good set, but surrounded by rumors that it existed mainly to set up the Star Trek Universes Beyond set in 2026. Wizards has said that this isn't true, but I understand why people came to that conclusion. And then there's Lorwyn Eclipse. The set people were probably the most excited about, returning to a beloved plane after nearly 20 years. Now let's talk about prices. On TCG Player, Aetherdrift had the lowest high sale price at $125.99. Tarkir Dragonstorm comes in next at $145.59. Lorwyn Eclipsed, which hasn't been out for that long, is sitting at $169.95 as a high sale price. And then there's Edge of Eternities. What is its high sale price? $225.24. Wow. That's even higher than the Final Fantasy set in 2025 that has a high sale price of $200.38, which Final Fantasy was said to be the most profitable set that Magic had ever had up to that point. So the big question really is, why? Why was this set so expensive at one point? I looked on Amazon. In the beginning of January of 2026, it was selling at almost $200. That's insane to me. And this is going to bring us into the conclusion of this video. How do we find out? Well, really, the only way we here at Swamp Talk know how to get down to the bottom of this question is to do a booster box challenge. Oh yeah. By the time this video releases, we'll probably be done with the Lorwyn Eclipse booster box challenge. We're either done with it or we're right at the very end. Before any other sets release, we're going to do a booster box challenge of Edge of Eternities. I have the box here. We're going to do a booster box challenge on it. Now, to make sure you don't miss this booster box challenge, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll see when we release them. If you like this content, please consider liking this video to appease the algorithm gods. Also, leave a comment down below about what set you want to see us do next. All right, well, I'm out of here. We'll see you in the challenge.